Chuquimica sat alone in the shrinking enclave of Yule, the last airstrip still under Biafran control. It was January 1970, and the air hummed with the distant rumble of federal artillery. He was no longer the young captain full of fire from Enugu. War had hollowed him out, leaving only echoes of doubt in the cavities of his mind. In his hand he clutched a faded photograph of his family, his wife, Adana, and their 2 children, taken before the secession. "We will build a nation where our people thrive," Oyukwu had proclaimed on that fateful day in 1967. Chuquimica believed it then. The pogroms in the north had driven millions south, fear forging unity like iron in a forge. Independence seemed not just righteous, but inevitable, a psychological armor against the terror of genocide. But armor cracks under sustained fire. At first, the defiance was intoxicating. Biafrans innovated, refining oil from scraps, forging weapons in hidden workshops. Propaganda painted them as David against Nigeria's Goliath, backed by Britain and the Soviet Union. The world sympathized briefly with images of starving children, kwashiorkor swollen bellies, broadcast globally. Yet sympathy brought no arms, only sporadic relief flights dodging Nigerian MiGs. Chuquimica's mind replayed the turning points like nightmares. The fall of Port Harcourt in 1968 severed oil revenues, the lifeblood. Blockades tightened. Food vanished. Soldiers, once fierce, grew gaunt, their eyes vacant with hunger. He remembered executing a comrade accused of sabotage, a scapegoat for a lost battle. Oyukwu demanded loyalty above all, purging officers suspected of disloyalty, fearing betrayal more than the enemy. Paranoia spread like malaria. Whispers of saboteurs eroded trust, fracturing the command. Minorities in the river areas eyed jaws. Ethics had never fully embraced the Igbo-led cause. As federal forces advanced, offering amnesty, many switched sides or fled. Why die for a dream that devours us? One deserter had muttered before vanishing into the bush. Hope was the cruelest weapon. Each rumor of foreign intervention, France, Tanzania, fleeting recognition lifted spirits, only to crush them when aid failed. Chuquimica felt it deepest, the cognitive dissonance of fighting for survival while knowing defeat loomed. Collective trauma bound them, but starvation unbound the soul. Mothers traded children for food. Fathers abandoned posts. The mind, starved of calories and certainty, turned inward, breeding despair. Now, as federal troops closed in, Chuquimica stared at the horizon. The rising sun emblem on his uniform mocked him, Biafra's symbol of hope, now setting forever. He understood the loss not as military failure alone, but psychological collapse. Isolation bred delusion, division invited defeat. An unrelenting hardship shattered the will to resist. In the end, territory was lost not just to bombs and blockades, but to the erosion of belief. When General Effiong broadcast the surrender, Chuquimica lowered his rifle without resistance. Freedom's dream had starved alongside its people, leaving only survivors haunted by what might have been if the world had cared. If unity had held, if hope had not been the first casualty. Yet in the silence of reintegration, a quiet resolve lingered. The mind, though scarred, remembers, and memory, like embers, waits for wind.